All right, week 3 of Hell's Kitchen is a wrap. First off, sorry for last week. Wasn't able to watch the episode in a reasonable amount of time, so I just skipped over the video, but I will do my best moving forward to have an episode up each and every Thursday night. So, really, this episode, just because of how things went down, really felt like a lot more focus on the red team versus last week where we had the focus on the blue team. And I think that's just going to be the case at the start of the season. Whichever team is doing worse, that's who's going to get the focus, because until we really cut our contestant numbers down to at least half, we're not really going to see like a super interesting competitive vibe. Like right now, we're just looking for like who is going to make the colossal failures, who is going to make the biggest errors, and that's kind of what we're focused on. And that's what we're seeing last week. You know, Kenneth, he screwed up, he goes home. Elliot, he screws up, he goes home. And then this week, our two ladies who were the worst in the kitchen ended up as our eventual bottom two. But let's kind of run through this episode. Not too much going on at the start. You know, we have the Caesar salad challenge for a prize reward. To me, not that interesting watching some people make some salads, ride around on a scooter, and then get Gordon Ramsay to taste it. But as a result, the red team wins. They get the prize. They go head out for some time in the dunes on some dune buggies, get the cool view of Las Vegas before heading back. And then right at the end of the dune buggies is when things got interesting, because Fabiola comes back and is clearly in distress. Yeah, I'm a person who gets heat stroke very easily, and I'm not too far off of how she was acting there. Like if I get too hot, like I'm done. Like I gotta shut her down. I can't function as a human being, and to me that kind of looked like what was going on. So I really thought it was a valiant effort for Fabiola to, be feeling terrible, take some time to recuperate, and get back into the kitchen in time for the night service. She struggled in the kitchen. Let's just be clear. I thought she probably had about the easiest station. She's cooking flatbreads. I would say your average person who just came off the street could have done about as good a job as Fabiola did. So that is unfortunate. You see her battle back, see her fight through, feeling terrible, only to just totally flop on the flatbreads, and as a result end up in the eventual bottom two. Not the bottom two that the red team chose, but the one that Gordon Ramsay did. And you can't argue with that. She was, I would say, the second weakest. Jordan was a total disaster. Once we got to the kitchen or the night service, she was a total disaster in the kitchen. Not talking to anybody, cooking the wrong protein, bringing raw protein up, just like totally overwhelmed by the situation. Like she was a mess, and I thought 100% for sure she was gonna go home. I thought she was gonna get sent packing, because I thought Gordon Ramsay would cut Fabiola a shred of slack for how things went down leading up to the evening meal. Like I feel like if she would have just not came out for the service, then she would have stayed. Ramsay would have said, can't happen again. But you're still here, and Jordan would have got sent packing. But that is not how things went down. Instead, Jordan gets a second life in this competition that I'm not really sure she deserved, because she was just terrible tonight. Just terrible, and deserved to go home. But let's go to that moment when the red team starts discussing who the weakest links in the kitchen were. And you could just like immediately tell this was all about the ladies just picking a name and then piling on. The first person named Lauren, and then we just go around the circle. Everybody's just like, yep, Lauren, 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 Lauren. And it's one of those situations where you don't want to be the bad guy. You don't want to be the one bringing up people's names. So if somebody has already thrown another person in the mud, you're just going to jump on that bandwagon and throw them right in the mud alongside. But this should be potentially be a wake-up call for sending Lauren and Nikki as the two bottoms when Gordon Ramsay comes out and he's like, no, hell no, you are 100% wrong. It's Jordan and Fabiola. They're the two bottoms, and one of them's going home. Even if I just think if they would have sent up Lauren and Jordan, that Gordon Ramsay would have been fine with that. But no, they send up Lauren and Nikki, who, like, Lauren did make a mistake, or I wouldn't even say a mistake. She struggled a little bit, but ultimately was not the weakest link in that kitchen. So kind of a weird situation there. And we'll see if the red team does that again moving forward, if they go and especially target Nikki to be the bottom once again. All right, let's talk about the blue team for a minute. And really what I want to talk about here is the impending sense of doom I have in that kitchen. There are two, I don't even know if they're alphas. You just have like one loudmouth and another guy who's just not having it at all, and that is Declan and Mark. And we're just now waiting for the moment where things come to a head with them. You can already tell Mark is getting on the nerves of pretty much everybody on the blue team, and no one outside of Declan is really willing to just stand up to him and not take his bullshit. So I just find that very interesting, and just waiting for that moment. Right now, I'm not really the one person on the blue team who I'm just really not liking is Cody. Just think we've seen him make quite a few mistakes throughout, and I can't even remember the other guy's name. The guy who lost his belt or didn't have a belt, had his ass crack sticking out all night. Not really thinking too highly of him either, but we'll have to wait till next week to see what goes down moving forward. All right, that's going to wrap things up for week 3. We'll be back again next Thursday night. So until then, we will see you later, and thank you so much for watching.